Loyola Chicago has received a commitment from Dominic Harris to be more exact here. This is Harris's fourth school in his 5-year college career. He played 2 years at Gonzaga, 1 year at Loyola Marymount, where he was a very good player in the WCC, and then spent last season with UCLA, where he really didn't play. The issue with Harris is 3 of his 4 years, he has essentially not played. He's played 7 minutes or less and never scored more than 3 points per game on those teams. Those were his years at Gonzaga and UCLA. But as I mentioned, his 1 year at Loyola Marymount, he was awesome, 14 points a game, shot 45% from three on 6 attempts per game. So there is a very good player in there somewhere. I think this might be one of those classic hashtag find your level guys that we always talk about. And now we're going to see him take his talents to the Atlantic 10 conference, presumably for a solid role with Loyola. What's your reaction to this fit for Dom Harris and the Ramblers?
Yeah, I really like this because I do think this is an early favorite for first team all find my level. And honestly, I commend Dominic Harris for making this move. Because I mean, you and I did a video when he first entered the portal, and I believe BYU was asking about like there was a lot of high majors after him. Um, and we kind of, looked at it and we just thought that maybe the, kind of mid-major level would be kind of more his speed, evident of what he was able to do at Loyola Marymount in the WCC. So I'm very intrigued like what he can do in the A10. I think he is going to be successful. It'll be interesting to see what his role is. But I think he's a guy that I would trust to knock down shots at that level. Now, I am a little bit, did he just have a hell of a year at Loyola Marymount, or is this actually like he can find his level and this is where he'll be good at? Because, outside of that, he has a year shooting 11% from three, only 7 minutes a game, uh, 27% from three, shot 40 his freshman season, but that was on low minutes, low volume, low all that. So I don't know. I err on the side of him being pretty good for Loyola, and I think that it's a really good pickup for the Ramblers.
Yeah, I think we did a Dominic Harris in the portal video because I think BYU had called him.
Yeah.
And I remember on that video, you and I were both essentially like,
Why?
why on
Yeah.
earth would they want this kid? So I don't want to completely flip. Obviously, we like Loyola's program. We're big fans of Drew Valentine. We root for them. It's very hard for me to look at any move they make and be like, that's a bad idea. This video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We have a special offer for you. Promo code SLEEPERS. If you're a first-time depositor, they will give you a bonus up to $1,000 that matches 50% of your first deposit, plus a free pick. And tonight's free pick is focused on none other than Steph Curry. Card, I got a question for you. How many points does Steph Curry average?
Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and say 29.
I don't have it in front of me, but that sounds about right. Certainly more than zero, I assume.
Of course.
Well, tonight's free pick, Steph Curry to score 1 point, higher than zero point 0.5 points. It's as much of a guarantee as you can possibly get. Underdog Fantasy, deposit as a first time user, put in promo code SLEEPERS. Make sure you get that deposit match bonus up to $1,000 and the Steph Curry free pick. Back to the video. I don't think this is a bad idea, to be clear, because I do think this is entirely about what level of college basketball is Dom Harris playing. And if he is in the A10, I think he will be a good starter or a great bench piece, one of the two. Do you think they're bringing him in to be a featured player and or a starter on this team?
Ooh. I think a starter, I don't know about featured.
Because I like a lot of the ads they've got. This is really the first time we're doing a video on Loyola this year, but like to me, you got Justin Moore back, presumably going to take on a bigger role if healthy. You've got Tavares, the Charleston kid, who I think may be the best player here. You've got Kamani and Rubin in the front court who are going to play huge minutes. And then you're kind of trying to figure out, like, okay, are you going small and playing Dom Harris with the other guards? Are you going bigger and playing Xavier Amos or Ola Joseph, the Cal transfer? In my head, I think I like Amos and Ola Joseph more than I like Dom Harris. And I would view Dom Harris more as like a bench guard behind Moore and Tavares, but I don't know. I could see Drew going either way with this based on how he wants to, which I guess is a luxury when you build a roster that can do a bunch of different things.
Yeah, and they got some other players like some younger guys that I'm interested to see like what they look like. Like I'm a big Chuck Love guy, so I'll be interested to see kind of what that looks like as well. But I think that Harris will be more of a guy that is like a pretty good starter that you can count on to knock down shots. Or like you stated, if things are going like 100 out of 100, knock out of the park, Loyal like the best team in the A10. It probably looks like Dom Harris off the bench, but like in a pretty prominent role. I mean, I'm trying to think last season who was the guy for Loyola that like came off the bench but was really good.
I feel like they mixed around their lineups a good amount with all the injuries last year,
Yeah,
so
like there
it's
were
kind of
some
hard to.
moments where like, oh, I can't remember who it was. It's slipping my mind right now, but yeah, obviously there's a lot of lineup changes in that, but I don't know. The one thing is I kind of like the direction they're going with their ads. Like they're adding some guys that can shoot, right? They're adding like some high major guys, in Amos and Ola Joseph. So then Dom Harris would also fall into that fold as well. So yeah, I like the ad. I think it's worth it too because also at the A10 level, even given this point, like Dom Harris was a top 50 guy coming out of high school.
Yeah.
A lot of schools wanted him. So you take a flyer on that guy still being able to do that.
One thing that is for sure non-debatable, Dom Harris is 23 and a half years old right now.
Oh yeah.
That can help you win college basketball games.
Oh yeah.